Battles between colossal giants always made the audience freeze in anticipation, with the ground itself shaking beneath them. When these monsters collide in the ring, the audience expects nothing but a savage display of violence and raw brutality. When Titans enter the ring, they risk not only their honor, but their lives, as every punch could be their last. Get ready to watch these deadly giants clash and determine who has true strength and who's just a useless muscle bag. Welcome to Boxing Space. Here we go. Here are two of the strongest men on the planet. Thor, Bjornsson, and Eddie Hall are real giants, smashing world records and earning their place as true monsters.
Up it goes. Or does it?
But they couldn't determine who was stronger, so they swapped barbells for gloves and stepped into the professional ring.
Stop holding me back! Stop holding me back!
I want a clean fight, okay? This is professional boxer.
The fight began.
This round, Eddie's got a cheeky look on his face.
And Eddie Hall immediately unleashed fury, treating Thor like an ordinary mortal. He sent Thor to the canvas, and Hall felt himself on the brink of the Hall of Fame.
You felt that? You felt that? Whoa! That was called a push. Push. Called a push.
But Thor awakened the power of thunder, and soon Eddie was on the verge of Valhalla.
No, he should make more difficult. Oh! Nearly halfway through. Oh! Big punch there from Thor. Eddie's made it to his feet.
Mariusz Pudzianowski, the incredible Polish strongman, pumped up his muscles to monstrous proportions. Stepping into the fight world, he faced another overpowered monster from Africa. Two mutants collided face to face, and within moments, Mariusz sent his opponent to the graveyard for Titans.
Mariusz Pudzianowski! It's an absolute knockdown!
In the next epic battle, the legendary Dutchman Rico Verhoeven went head-to-head with Arab Jamal Ben Saddik. The tension between these two Goliaths was immense, fueled by a bitter rivalry. The fighters had already clashed twice in the ring, and both times it ended in rivers of blood and an unforgettable spectacle. The score stood at 1-1, and both giants were eager to finish it once and for all. The final fight started, and Verhoeven quickly began turning the Arab into kebab.
But you see already Jamal creating his...
This is what, let's focus on the cut.
Knowing his chances were slim in a fair fight, the giant resorted to low blows, cowardly damaging Rico. Furious, Verhoeven struck like rose thorns, and the rat soon paid in blood. But the dirty shot left Verhoeven weakened and disoriented, and for the rest of the fight, the Arab beat him like a 2-meter punching bag. The kickboxing match turned into a one-sided beating, and Rico looked like he had already accepted defeat. It looked like Verhoeven was about to decorate the canvas, and the referee was preparing to stop the fight.
I think you should focus on the cut.
But in the final moment, Rico found an unbelievable surge of power and unleashed a devastating combination, scoring a technical knockout and securing a glorious victory. But giants don't always have the physique of Apollo, and Akabono Taro is a prime example of that. The massive sumo wrestler decided to prove his strength to the world and called out the only person brave enough to face him, the one-of-a-kind Bob Sapp. The fight began, and it seemed that Akabono, still confused by the rules, fought like it was a sumo match. Realizing that his opponent was no more dangerous than a giant bun, Bob started pounding the massive chunk of fat. Then, the fight turned into a 2-on-1 battle, as Akabono not only had to deal with Sapp, but also his greatest enemy, gravity. In the end, despite the huge amount of fat, Bob found the off switch on Akabono's jaw. In 2009, two giants of kickboxing entered the ring.
In 2006, in 1 minute.
On one side was the legendary Overeem, and on the other, the rising star, Badr Hari. With huge bodies and incredible skills, the fight promised an epic showdown, and the legendary battle began. Alistair immediately started pounding the young star, giving the audience a real all-star show.
Crazy bastard! Go, Badr!
However, Hari switched to his signature bad boy mode and turned the tide of the fight.
With an electric toothbrush, it is electrifying. Body shots, body rip. Checks the low kick, Alistair.
Alistair took so much damage it felt like he was at a Black Friday sale of punches. And soon, it was all over for Overeem.
He did promise. He did promise.
It turns out that even among women, there are female giants. This biological experiment is named Gabi Garcia, and her size is so massive that she regularly destroys even men.
Go.
But this time, her opponent was Destani Yarbrough, who had giant's buns, and she thought that was enough for a battle of titans. But in the fight, the battle version of Nicki Minaj was nothing but a helpless piece of silicone.
There's a nice shot there. Different woman than we saw in her fight back in January. Oh!
Then, the chemically enhanced creature decided to show off her grappling skills, torturing Yarbrough in hellish fashion.
Some sort of choking in the States very often. Yeah, and Gabby is just defending though right here, but she's got to get some motion and get up and get out of here. Yeah, I mean,
the woman with excessive testosterone nearly broke her opponent's arm and confidently claimed victory in the battle of female titans.
Using transition, go for the finish here, yeah. And she gets the pass. Very. Destiny was obviously the one initiating the takedowns. Kind of not teary-eyed, but Gabi Garcia's story.
These growth hormone eaters are named Timur Slashinin and Denis Nadashkovsky. The genetic experiments decided to see whose scientists had succeeded more in creating monsters. The fighters were so tall that their battle looked like the NBA draft final for a spot on the team. The fight started with insane strikes from Slashinin, but Nadashkovsky's jaw was as tough as if it were made of vibranium. Nadashkovsky took so many punches to the head that he couldn't even find his bearings in the cage without a GPS. But the audience had no idea that the whole time, Nadashkovsky was charging up for a super punch, which he used to end this battle of giants. And with that, the epic clash of titans comes to an end. Smash that like button if you want to see these battles live. You've been watching Boxing Space. Thanks for tuning in.